Can you just describe in general what that means to the jurors?
Yeah, so basically the use of force continuum is guidelines, or it's policy actually, that we have to follow. And it's for instance, when you arrive at a scene, no matter what the scene, the first level, the lowest level, would be just your presence at a scene in uniform. The next step up may be your verbal skills that you've learned to help diffuse a situation or learn information about whatever the situation is. The next step would be like a soft technique, escorting the person by their arm, that type of thing. The next level would be a hard technique. That's where you would use your, you maybe have to use your mace or handcuffs, that kind of thing. And finally, the top level on the continuum is deadly force.
And so those levels change, how, under what, or for what reasons might that change?
Yeah, well, if you're, say you arrive at a scene and somebody's pointing a gun at you or shooting at you, of course you go to the top level, and that's how they may change.
So it's relative to the threat.
Right, yes.
And are there different kinds of force that officers can use?
Yes.
And have you ever, in all the years you've been working for the Minneapolis Police Department, been trained to kneel on the neck of someone who is handcuffed behind their back in a prone position?
No, I haven't.
Is that, if that were done, would that be considered force?
Absolutely.
What level of force might that be?
That would be the top tier, the deadly force.
Why?
Because of the fact that if your knee is on a person's neck, that can kill them.
And in your training with the Minneapolis Police Department, over the years, have you received training on restraining people?
Yes.
Including the use of handcuffs?
Yes.
And when you are handcuffing somebody, when you handcuff them, what is your responsibility as an officer with regard to that person?
Well, could I give you an example?
Okay. Well, let me ask you this again. If you, as an officer, according to the training, you handcuff somebody behind the back, what's your responsibility with regard to that person from that moment on?
That person is yours. He's your responsibility. His safety is your responsibility. His well-being and is your responsibility.
Once you handcuff somebody, does that affect the amount of force that you should consider using?
Absolutely.
How so?
Once a person is cuffed, the threat level goes down all the way, to they're cuffed. How can they really hurt you,
Well, certainly there could be circumstances when a cuffed person could still be combative.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah. But you getting injured is way down.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you're, you could have some guy try to kick you or something, but you can move out of the way. That person is handcuffed, and they, the threat level is just not there.
So by handcuffing somebody, you've taken away some of their ability to harm you.
Absolutely.
And if somebody who is handcuffed becomes less combative, does that change the amount of force that an officer is to use under policy?
Yes.
How so?
Well, if they become less combative, you may just have them sit down on a curb, or the idea is to calm the person down, and if they are not a threat to you at that point, you try to to help them so that they're not as upset as they may have been in the beginning.
In your 30 years of training with the Minneapolis Police Department, in your experience, have you been trained on the prone position?
Yes.
And what has your training been specific to the prone position?
Well, once you secure or handcuff a person, you need to get them out of the prone position as soon as possible because it restricts their breathing.
When you handcuff somebody behind their back, well, as part of training, have you been handcuffed behind the back?
Yes.
And have you been trained on what happens to individuals when they're handcuffed behind the back?
Yes.
So when somebody is handcuffed behind their back, how does it affect them physically?
It stretches the muscles back through your chest, and it makes it more difficult to breathe.
If you put somebody in the prone position, well, is it well known, this danger of putting somebody in the prone position?
Sustained.
How long have you had training on the dangers of the prone position as part of a Minneapolis police officer?
Since 1985.
And is it part of your training regularly to learn about keeping somebody in the prone position?
Yes.
And what has the training been with regard to the prone position?
Once a person is cuffed, you need to turn them on their side or have them sit up. You need to get them off their chest.
Why?
Because of as I mentioned earlier, your muscles are pulling back when you're handcuffed. And if you're laying on your chest, that's constricting your breathing even more.